Into MovieDrome now on BBC2. Jackie Chan next, and Parisian drug and late-night culture in Club to Death in an hour and a half. So expect strong language in our evening of cult films here on BBC2. Introduced by Marc Cousins.
Tonight, Jackie Chan has no fear, no stuntmen, no equals, as MovieDrome goes for a rumble in the Bronx. The plot of Rumble in the Bronx would not challenge a 5-year-old. It's a very simple story. Jackie Chan comes from Hong Kong to America to visit his uncle who owns a supermarket in the Bronx. The uncle sells the supermarket to a nice young Chinese woman, and she gets into a bit of trouble, and Jackie saves her. The print that we've got here is the American version of the film. It was shot in Chinese, and apparently people say that the Hong Kong version is much better, that the script is wittier. Now, I have to say the script couldn't be less witty, really, than it is at the moment, but there probably are subtleties that we're not getting in this version. The film's called Rumble in the Bronx, and it's set in the Bronx. One of the many funny things is that the gangs in the film are mostly white, and you don't get many white gangs in the Bronx. However, it was shot in Vancouver, and it's part of the charm of the film, I think, that they really haven't made much of an effort to show that it's not Vancouver. You can see the mountains in the background, and there are no mountains in the background of the Bronx. Rumble in the Bronx is kind of like Jackie Chan does America. It's intended to show how charming he is to American mainstream audiences. Jackie Chan was born in Hong Kong in 1954 to a very poor family. He went to live in Australia for a while and then got into the Peking Opera. And there he learned things like mime and performance skills. And this gives the way he moves on camera a real kind of grace and elegance. He worked on Bruce Lee movies for a while, did the stunts in those pictures, and people started to think that maybe he would be the new Bruce Lee. But there was a real difference. Bruce Lee was a kind of aggressive, kind of very internal type actor, whereas old Jackie was a bit of more of a boy next door. He had a kind of grace, a kind of ordinariness about him, actually. He doesn't dress very well. He's got a bad haircut. He's very reluctant to get violent in his films. He only does so when people get violent with him. And so there's a kind of gentler approach to his pictures. One of the trademarks of Jackie Chan and this kind of chop-sucky kind of filmmaking, as it's called, is that he does his own stunts. The fans know that, and it adds to the enjoyment of the film when you're watching it. At the end of this film, we see that the stunt directors were jointly the director of the whole film, Stanley Tong, and Jackie Chan. And we can see how, at the end of the film, in the rushes and the outtakes of the picture, they did the stunts. There's often a camera to the side of the stunts, so we can see the crew laughing or running in to help somebody when they've broken their leg, as has happened 4 times in this film. We can see the ambulances coming and everything, and it gives a kind of comic feel to the end of the film, but it also underlines how dangerous it was. You could say that the films like this one, Rumble in the Bronx, and some of the John Woo pictures influenced the kind of amusement arcade fight games that you get all the time. The difference, I think, between those fight games and a film like this is that the games are quite nihilistic. They're about the joy of killing and beating up somebody. They are often motivated by revenge. One of the things you always notice about Jackie Chan, there's almost never revenge. He's slow to anger. He always responds to somebody else being nasty. And there's this kind of social responsibility in his pictures. It's a very new Labour kind of thing. He makes an effort to give a little homily after he beats somebody up, saying, let's be decent, let's be responsible. Jack Straw would love this kind of film.